Hi guys, this is Taylor. I am back and I'm so excited because today I get to film an unhaul. Unhauls are my favorite booktube videos. No contest. So basically I was looking around and I just realized that I really was kind of getting overwhelmed by my accumulated books. Usually I love the process of choosing a new book from the hundreds, literally hundreds of books that I have yet to read, but every so often I do feel the need to do a little bit of a TBR purge, and that is what happened last night basically. I will start with the nonfiction, and the first book on the chopping block is going to be In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. This is of course a classic true crime novel. Lots of people know and love it, but true crime has never been and will never be my thing, and I want to stop feeling burdened by this. Also, there was recently that thing about the validity of In Cold Blood being questioned, so... And additionally, this copy is really ratty and violently yellow, and if I ever do want to pick this up, there are lots of really pretty editions out there. Next up is The Great Pianists, From Mozart to the Present by Harold C. Schonberg. This was originally a discard from my high school library, so you can see where that habit started. And honestly, I do really enjoy music-related nonfiction, but if I was going to read a book on pianists, I'd probably prefer to focus more in on jazz pianists and just have it be a little bit more specific. Then I have American Art Since 1900 by Barbara Rose, and this was in the very first haul on my channel. I have kind of the opposite problem with this one. Instead of reading a book on American art since 1900, I would rather find a good piece of nonfiction on modern world art instead of just focusing in on America, because we get enough exposure as it is. And lastly, for the nonfiction, I am getting rid of The Essential Margaret Fuller. I took a course on Transcendentalism in college, and this was one of the required texts. I did have intentions of reading the entire thing once the class was over, especially since before taking the class I didn't even know that there were women associated with Transcendentalism, which is awesome. However, I am not good with bind-ups. I don't like reading them, and so I think in the future when I do pick up her work, I'll probably try and find some individual volumes of it. I also have 5 novels that I'm eliminating from my TBR, or at least for the time being, the first of which being A Separate Piece by John Knowles. This is one that I picked up really on the cheap. I figured it's a classic, I'll read it one day, but never, not once, have I even thought about picking it up. I know a lot of folks love it, but not today. Not anytime soon. Next is one that I really went back and forth on. This is Kazuo Ishiguro's When We Were Orphans. I read Never Let Me Go back in January and I appreciated it, but something told me that his writing style is just not for me, and I have heard that this is one of his slower, drowsier novels, so I'm gonna say no. I still have The Buried Giant by him though. It's too pretty to not give it a shot. Then I have a book that, again, I picked up really super cheap and I didn't know anything about it other than its setting. This is Iceland by Betsy Tobin, and this is set in Iceland in the year 1000, right? However, since purchasing this, I have leafed through it a little bit and it does not look well written, or at least written in a style that appeals to me, and I've never heard this talked about anywhere else, and at least in this case I'm taking that as a bad sign. Next is a very popular one. I am unhauling The Line of Beauty by Alan Hollinghurst. Again, I've just owned this for such a long time and I've never felt compelled to read it, and even now, reading the synopsis on the back, the first line says that it's a sweeping novel about class, sex, and money, and I have no interest in any of those things. It won the Man Booker though. No. I have saved possibly the most controversial unhaul for last, and that is The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield. This has been recommended to me by so many people to the point where I felt guilty for not reading it, but I would look at my TBR pile and I would actively think, I do not want to read that. So I'm not. I'm not reading it, and I feel better just saying that. So that is my little unhaul. Have I made a grave mistake? let me know. Just looking around at my TBR now, I feel super duper good. It's a great feeling to actively want to read every book that you own. If not soon, then one day, definitely. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye! This is, of course, a classic true crime. See, I was just in a headspace where true crime did not sound that weird.